It's fantasy football draft season. We're trying to find those hidden gems in the back end of our drafts, those double-digit rounds, those handcuff running backs, those first-round wide receivers, those rookies who's got that gusto, but we're wondering when their time's going to come. Today, we're going to look at Braelon Allen, running back of the New York Jets, who's going to be playing behind Breece Hall, and we're going to look at his potential output for the 2024 season. We're going to look at his advanced metrics and everything else. But what you need to do right now is click that subscribe button, because we're doing these deep dives every day to see whether or not you need these players for fantasy football. We're doing player lists every day to help you for your drafts and to strategize. And on top of that, in season, we're doing deep dives on the top guys off the waiver wire. We're doing player lists from the waiver wire every day, and we're helping you set your lineups. We're helping you win your leagues. It's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. All you got to do is move that thumb over a little bit, and you're there. But Braelon Allen, it was a linebacker prospect coming out of college. He played safety, and he was a running back, very productive at both positions, but he was too thick of a dude to play the safety spot. They were projecting him out to be a linebacker, but he also had the quicks. Transferred to the running back position and blew up, but had 5 offers, but the Big Ten schools were after him. Plus 24/7 Sports, once you get deeper into the rankings, they're not getting all the information. There was more schools than that after him for sure. But looking at the production here, he went off during his freshman year, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. He blew up. People were talking about him as a first-round pick in 2021 when he was a freshman at Wisconsin. He blew up on the scene, had some big moments, some big runs. 2022, we did the same thing. More explosive, looked good. 2023 was the year in question, though, because he had an ankle injury. He played through it a little bit. His tape kind of looked a little odd. His numbers dipped a little bit. People were questioning it throughout the draft season. That's really why. If you really want to see his full gusto from 2022 and 2021, sophomore and freshman year, that's where you're going to have to look. 2023 final year was dealing with an injury, slowed him down a little bit, and he had moments. Look at all the rookies we talked about in this series. Go look at this part of the video. They do not have a screen like this where they had this many games of massive production. This is all of his games of 80 yards or more. He had a 228-yard performance against Nebraska, balled out against Ohio State, balled out against all the Big Ten schools, looked good at OK State, really put the number on the Big 10. And then looking at his numbers, yards after contact per attempt, 3.77 last year, playing with the ankle injury, 2.92 in 2022, and then also as a freshman, 4.48. So he can get it done at the point of contact. He can scoot around you a little bit. But if there's daylight and you allow him to build up speed and get to that second level, he's off to the races. He's not the fastest back. He's not the most explosive back. But if you allow him to get up to speed and get through that second level, he's off to the races, because those DBs ain't going to want to tackle this dude. We saw that in training camp with the Jets, and he is making moves. He fell to the 4th round, but remember, the NFL's like, hey, running backs don't matter anymore. We'll let them slide a little bit. We're not going to pay up for these running backs in free agency or in the NFL draft. He was dealing with that ankle injury. He didn't get to test really at the combine. That being said, Braelon Allen fell in the draft to the Jets, and the Jets are like, hey, we got Izzy, we got Breece Hall, we got some other running backs, but we got to smash this button on Braelon Allen. This is too good to be true. He's only 20 years old. That is very young for an NFL prospect, not just the running back prospect, but any player. He was balling out at the college level at 17 years old. At 17 years old, he is one of the best running backs in all of college football. Breece Hall's there. He's not going anywhere. He's not stealing his job, but they do call these guys the killer bees. Braelon Allen has been going off in training camp. I would not be surprised if he does get some goal line looks, some touches, some impact moments, even when Breece Hall's healthy. But Breece Hall is going to be the dude until injury happens or something happens to him. But we're looking at handcuffs. Remember, Braelon Allen's the RB2. He beat out Isaiah Davis. He beat out Izzy. This is a stacked running back depth chart. They are stacked at running back. One of the best running back depth charts in the NFL. Breece Hall's the dude, like we said before, but look at the touches. Good in the passing game as well. Very electric in space. Can really take over games. And we got Aaron Rodgers there that likes to check it down to Breece Hall. From what we're seeing in training camp, Breece Hall is immaculate. 17.1 PPR points per game. And Braelon Allen's playing behind that / kind of with it. Not really a 1B back, but he's going to be a breather and he's going to have his moments. Maybe not enough for fancy production, but if something happens to Breece Hall, because he is going to be getting a lot of touches, you got to get a lot of touches to make this happen, then you're going to want Braelon Allen. And looking at the Jets, the pace of play is going to be very dependent on Aaron Rodgers. Usually he slows down the pace of play, but usually when he's at quarterback, everything's more efficient, so it really doesn't matter. And it should be a good, healthy mix of pass and run here because of Aaron Rodgers just really distributing the football. The usage of the running backs are going to be pretty interesting, but they're going to be used very good in the passing game from what we're seeing in training camp. But watching these guys on Underdog right now, if I'm drafting Breece Hall, I'm making it a point to get Braelon Allen because at where he's going in drafts and what else is on the board, why not? Really, why not? Unless you want somebody else, like an Isaiah Likely, Antonio Gibson, Marshawn Lloyd, maybe a Bucky Irving. Why not? Braelon Allen's better than Bucky Irving. Braelon Allen's being very proven in training camp right now. He is getting a lot of looks. The media is talking about him a lot. Unless you like another lottery ticket a lot. If I had Breece Hall, I'm stacking him with Braelon Allen. That's if I can. Some people really can't. Really depending on how your team's built in this point. But back in double-digit rounds, I'm going young running backs who have a lot of athleticism, who are looking good, who could really do a number if they ever got the opportunity. And that could happen to Braelon Allen if something happens to Breece Hall. The upside's there. They're so spread out in ADP terms and in drafts that you can get them both. Even if I didn't have Breece Hall, I'm slamming running back so much that I'm also getting Braelon Allen no matter what in a lot of leagues, but I'm also getting some Ray Davis. I'm also getting some Marshawn Lloyd. I'm spreading it around with the backup running backs here. Maybe a little Chuba Hubbard because he's going to get touches early on in the season. I'm mixing and matching these running backs, taking stats, pulling lottery tickets. I'm just trying to get a batch of them. That way if something happens, I got a running back that I don't have to fight with off waivers. I already got the backup, just plug in. If something happens to Breece, I already got a high-end handcuff. He's being undervalued on Underdog. I think he should be a couple rounds up because if something happens to Breece Hall, he's going to be getting a lot of workload. And you're seeing drafters here on ESPN, Yahoo, and NFL.com, multi-site ADP with those ADPs averaged together, sleep on him a little bit because of him being a backup running back. They are sleeping on the running back sleepers here, the guys that are the backups, the young guys with the upside. You're seeing Ray Davis, Kamani Vidal, Braelon Allen, Bucky Irving, all these young guys that could be stepping into opportunity later in the year. They're falling down the board. Pick your poison here. Really, I'm talking in a macro sense. Stack up lottery tickets. If you're in multiple drafts, maybe diversify a little bit. Braelon Allen is showing to be a very good lottery ticket. He was hurt, fell in the draft a little bit, but prior, 2022, 2021, people were looking at him potentially a first-round pick, high-end second-round pick, and now he's proven that way for the Jets. He's earned a nickname with Breece Hall of them calling them the Killer Bees right now. The media is calling him right now around the New York Jets. That's why we look at them clips every day. I have Braelon Allen clips from training camp. Go look at that. He runs with power. He's good between the tackles. He's got some upside here. If he gets the workload, if that happens, if something happens to Breece Hall, which it will, he's the RB2 and he's earned it. You don't want him, you want a different lottery ticket running back. That's about it. You're just pulling strings here. They're lottery tickets. One's going to hit because it's all about opportunity. The starting running back's got to go down, and you could be a sucky running back in NFL terms, and the starting running back goes down. All of a sudden, you're getting touches, and you can still be fantasy viable. You don't even really have to be that great. NFL terms at football. Football terms are great because you're in the NFL. But honestly, if you're getting touches, that's what matters at the running back position. Braelon Allen, though, his touches are going to be a little bit different because we're seeing that he's got upside in his offense. He's gelling well. He's looking more like he did during his freshman and sophomore seasons at Wisconsin. You may want to dip your toes in that water, but let me know which lottery ticket running backs you're after. Comments below. Hit that subscribe button now. I'm watching you. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.